Shabbos, everybody. I hope everybody had a wonderful week, blessed week. This week's is Shabbos Mavarachim. It's the Shabbos right before Rosh Chodesh, the new month. And we read Tehillim at this time. Tehillim, the Psalms. It's an amazing thing, the Psalms. It saved my life. Doing 7 days in the box. I got locked up for 30 days in the box, but the 7 days is ICU, intensive care unit, where they keep you in the box. 7 days I was in there, a 24-hour lockdown, no shower, no nothing. The only thing I was allowed to have in there, because I said, listen, that's holy, that's a book, that's my prayer book. I didn't know nothing about it at that time. I never opened up that book until I got into the box. When the rabbi first came and saw me, I asked him, hey, I need the Bible. I didn't know there was Siddur. I didn't know we had a separate prayer book, and then we had the Torah, which we do a weekly parsha. I had no clue about any of this. But he gave me a book, he gave me a Tehillim, and he made me read, and I didn't open up the book until I got locked up in the box, because they wouldn't let me have anything. Zero. There was always a CO standing there. It was like 4 cells in the house, in the box house. Oh boy. Oh boy. How many of you guys know oh boy? The Bing. That's where I was. I was in the Bing. And let me tell you, that experience can drive somebody off the wall. It's nuts. Jail's a fun place. Not really, people. Jail's not fun. We all have to be doing good. Jail's for people that don't do right. Don't do good. And I admit my guilt. I wasn't a good boy, and my punishment was well deserved. As a matter of fact, I got lucky. I got very lucky. Thank God. But the experience... What did the experience do? I read Tehillim in that box for 7 days. And it was like Shabbos Mavarachim. Every day I overread the book. And the fact that I just started to relate to it was amazing. It opened my eyes. Troubles and victory. Suffering and victory. We all go through challenges. And these challenges... what won't kill you will only make you stronger. And those Psalms just ripped me open. I read over and over and over again, and David, and his cries against Saul, and how people were going against him, his own. And it's a healer to understand. There's crying in there. It can open you up and bring you closer. As a matter of fact, Tehillim is so powerful, it can help heal people. It'll heal your heart, it'll heal your sickness. And as a matter of fact, we should be reading Tehillim for the guy in Monsey, the 30-year-old teacher, rabbi that got stabbed and beaten walking to shul by 2 guys that hopped out of a car at 5:30 to 6 o'clock in the morning. That attack was very biased. Not only that, I believe, it's my opinion, like we've been seeing in the impeachment things lately, no facts, the facts aren't there yet, but due to opinions, since it's all over, you're allowed, my opinion, it's all because of bias attack, because of the fact what's going on in Rockland County, in Monsey. Jews are buying up the land, and they're calling us mafia. And these are politicians in there with suits and ties that cause this. It's horrible. It's like a cancer out there. Anti-Israel, anti-this, anti-that. So, back to the Tehillim. Read Tehillim for this man. Read chapter 20. Read the whole book for yourself as well. And think about the world. And have a prayer and pray to God that you want Mashiach now. Today this world is so strange. It's like a parallel universe we're living in. It's nonsense. I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone. Things that you see out there. There's a lot of hate. There's a lot of evil. But there's a lot of good. And I know many people out there that are good. And I know many people only want good for this world. For us Yidden, you see attacks left and right, these bias attacks, these anti-Semitic assaults, people screaming anti-Israel, anti-Zionism, this is the new kill the Jews, this is the new I hate the Jews. This is the new word, politically correct. It's allowed to be used because you don't want to just throw out the word Jew out there because now they know they're going only for us. But if you scream anti-Israel, it's a different saying. Not. People, we have to unite. Jews have to unite with kindness, with joy, with simcha. Because everything comes from God. Everything that happens in this world is because of God. And God gives the signs to wake up. Why do Jews get together? Usually they get together because there's a tragedy. And we all have to climb together. We shouldn't wait for that for unity. We got to stop fighting each other. Otherwise the rest of the world is going to continue to fight us. But when we unite, and we all combine together, sit down, enjoy Farbrengen, this is what Jews should be doing. Learning together, studying together. This is what the Torah is for. The key, the blueprints to life. Influences. Watch the people that influence you. This week's Parsha Chaya Sarah. She made sure no negative influences were around her son. The life of Sarah. She made sure Judaism is going to survive. She made sure that everything good was for her son. That no negativity is around him. No bad influences. This is why she ran off Ishmael, because he was a bad influence on him. He's a wild child. He liked murder. He liked all this other stuff. He liked everything negative in this world, which mostly I experienced. Violence. Drugs. Certain type of promiscuous woman. Behavior. Negativity. Was it action? Things that you watch, that influences you too. People that you're around, that influences you too. So much negativity out there that can influence you. So what do we have to do? We've got to influence the world for the better. This is why I post. I post videos to remind myself on who I was and who I am today and how to behave and how to stay strong, how to be successful and to keep standing up. And we should all remind ourselves and influence each other to watch good things, to learn good things. You want peace in this world? Spread peace. Post, blast it. We don't need negativity in our lives, because the more negativity, it like stirs up our emotions. And the non-unity stirs up more hate around everybody else. They won't love you. They'll continue to hate you because we hate each other. We're always against each other. I mean, it's ridiculous. You can see the colleges, how they behave today. There's so much anti-Israel, anti-this, anti-that. It's the influences. Your kids go to school, their teachers influence them that it's okay for a girl to marry a girl and a boy to marry a boy. This is the type of lessons they're teaching your students in school, influences. You see, Sarah, her life, she made sure that her child stays away from negative influences. She made sure that we're going to be good people, we're going to be kind people, we're going to be Torah, God-loving people, God-fearing people. What is it about fearing God? It's like fearing your father or your mother. When you do something wrong, you expect to get a punishment and yelled at. So what do we do down here on earth? Our duty here on earth is to refine ourselves, to be the best people that we can be. Not to be like someone else, but to be who you are, to be the best that you can be. But be good in the most positive effect. Because then you'll affect the world with your positivity, with your goodness, with your kindness. There's a lot of people out there that are great people. And there's a lot of people out there that have a lot of negativity in them. We have to teach these people with love, with kindness. But if they're an enemy, and an enemy wants to kill you or kill your brother, you have to attack first. God got your back. It's like a David and Goliath thing out there. We got to continue to be good. You know, there'll be less attacks on Jews if Jews fought back. That's one. There'll be less attack on Jews when Jews stop fighting each other. There'll be less hate when Jews unite and become one, and we'll bring Mashiach that way. I mean, God's just pushing us and showing us examples that when you do this, you'll go through this. You're going to suffer. You'll receive your punishment here on earth. Karma's a B-I-T-C-H. Comes back around in many different ways. And you won't expect it when it comes around, but you'll get it. For all the things I did in my life, for the negativity, I got it. And I still get it. Like when you know something that's right, you continue doing it. When you know something that you did is wrong, and you realize you committed that wrong, you know how to do tshuva. You don't do it no more. You accept what you did, and you move on, and you leave it alone. Don't get sucked in, the influences. Put yourself around right, correct influences, good people. I'm not saying everybody wearing this is a good person. I'm not saying everybody with a beard is a great person. Everybody has their own negativity. So we clear that up by being a good influence on that negativity. No matter who they are, you continue to be a good person. You continue to be a kind person. In the merit of our mother and our fathers, four mothers, in the merit of them, we have to continue doing good on everything that they did. If it wasn't for our foremothers and our three fathers, and the Torah, and God, we would cease to exist. And the only reason we exist today is for the fact that we continue to hold Torah. The small percentage of people that continue to hold the Torah is the reason why the rest of the Yidden are still surviving today. Because if we didn't accept the Torah, we wouldn't be here today. There wouldn't be no Jews. There wouldn't be no world, because the world was made for the fact, for the Torah, and for Shabbat, because Shabbat was the reason why the world was made. And for us to hold the Holy Sabbath. I ask people at least to do something. Today, candle lighting is at 4:15. Woman, please, to do something bright up your lights. Turn the candles on in your house at 4:15. Whether you're secular or frum, if you're not holding Shabbos, at least light a candle. Try one thing. You know, the Rebbe says you want to touch people with Torah. People that don't know nothing about it. Start up small. Aleph, base. And then use the Torah to relate everything to them. And where they are at in their life and what they went through. This is what Tehillim did for me in the box. I related to everything in there. To all the struggles, to all the suffering, and then to all the goodness. And the reasons for everything. We learn, and we continue to move forward. And we have to unite people with kindness, with joy, with dancing, with continuous joy, and stop the struggle. I ask everybody, at least do a mitzvah, something good. Whether you give tzedakah, read a little bit more Torah, wrap up tefillin. It'll help It gives effect to the world in a positive way. But also, when you're in the negative zone, you will affect the world in a negative way. Our job as Jews is morality. Sarah taught that. Sarah taught how to be moral. And she continued to push her son to be moral. And our job in this world is to continue to push that this world becomes moral. That they have morality, that they know the 7 laws of Noahide, that the Jews follow the Torah. It's our duty. We have free will. But then people with their free will, you want simcha in your life. You got to learn it. You got to learn joy. It's hard to work on joy. But when you continue to do something, it will fall and it will continue to come down on you. So you can raise it out above and bring the light to the world in the most darkest places. This is our duty. And Jews need to wake up. The only way this world will ever see peace and see Mashiach, which we're getting so much close to, Like 80% of the people, the Jews didn't make it out of Mount Sinai because they didn't believe. They didn't make it out of Egypt because they didn't believe. They went against because they wanted to be savages. They didn't want to be moral. They wanted to break the 7 laws. So 20% only made it out. Don't be part of that 20% when Mashiach comes. Because trust and believe. If you're not about that life, you ain't going to have a life. You're not going to merit in the world to come. And Sarah, her life, she's meriting in everything right now. Due to the fact that we're still here. So people, for yourselves, for God, for the next person, for all the craziness and all the nonsense that's going on in this world, put something out there to affect it in a more positive way. Help one another. Love yourself. Love your friend. Ve'achavta l'recha. You say it every morning in the prayer. In the morning prayers, it starts off, it says, Cherine, mikabel, halam, mitzvos, aseh shav ve'achavta l'recha michamoecha. Love your fellow man as you would love yourself. Love yourself so you can love the world. Love God so you can love everything else. I want to wish everybody a wonderful, safe, blessed Shabbos. May this world become to a much better place. As you can see, there's so much goodness and greatness in this world and following with the evil, and they show themselves. Don't allow them to influence you into a negative way. You got to be a stronger influence because the light will outshine the dark. As you can see, you go into a dark room, and one little light will just spread wide. And it'll brighten everything up. So be that light. Every single one of you out there, breathe that light. Trust me, I post these videos to remind myself as well. It's not that I'm teaching you people, I'm teaching me. Whatever I speak is to remind me, and hopefully somebody else can pick up from it and do something good. May we all merit with Mashiach now. May we all continue to do good. To do good. It's not all about luxury cars and all this other stuff. It's not about that. Because let me tell you something. At the end of the day, you're going into the dust. You're not taking anything with you but yourself and who you were. How do you want people to remember you? What kind of effect did you put into this world? Help bring people to God. Help people bring to Tshuva. Help people to refine. Don't look at people and turn them away. Turn away the evil, but help your fellow person. Help out your fellow Yid. Help out your fellow man. And Sarah understood this. Sarah knew this. Abraham especially. He was kind to everybody. And this is how we're supposed to come to people. You come with kindness. Kill them softly. Kill them with kindness. It works. It has an effect. You know, when people say F you, you say thank you. Ah! What kind of response do they give? But people, like, please, with all the madness going on in this world, be an influence to this world in a very positive way. Otherwise, you're just going to be lost with all the madness. You're going to be part of the sauce. These guys are definitely drinking the crazy Kool-Aid out there these days. But again, in the merit for everybody, for all the Jews that are going through what they're going through right now, bring a brighter light and show that there's a purpose and show that we're good people. And these bias attacks will stop when we all become together and we unite. We don't want another Holocaust, never again. Stand strong, protect one each other, love one each other. And when you see somebody getting attacked, don't just stand there. Trust me, David and Goliath. Remember that. Remember David and Goliath. And you'll see how much stronger you will be. And in the merit of our mothers, 4 u nas matuški, 3 u nas batuški, 2 u nas tablički, 1 u nas Bog. That's what we have to do. Remember that. 4 mothers, 3 fathers, the 2 tablets, and 1 God. And we have to continue to work for that. Everybody have a blessed, wonderful Shabbos. And please, for God, for your fellow man, for the world, for everybody, for all the nations, the more you do good, the more effect you'll have in this world. Have a great, wonderful Shabbos, everybody.